Here is the website that I submitted for my midterm project. At the top here, I have a header and a title with my name on it. And here is a GIF that I embedded in my website using the video tag with the loop characteristic to input this GIF of my dogs, which I made on my own. I used the div to separate this video from the other video running in the background, which I used the same video tag for in my code. I used CSS code with the URL tag and the name of this GIF as the background image in my CSS. In here, I used another div for a little blurb about my dogs. I used a div here to do the nav bar, which has, using CSS, transparent background and then a background image of gradient, and I used CSS color, a color picker to choose these as the gradient, and it's transparent so it disappears when you're not clicking on it. Then I used another div tag to do this little blurb about me, and I did the copyright here at the bottom as a little footer. Moving on, here's my assignments page. Other than the midterm, we haven't, which is this exactly, we don't have any other assignments that go here, although in my nav bar, I used float to keep these here, and in my CSS, I did background image as this as well, similar to the home page, so that these would have a color when you hover over them. This is my labs page. I used the background image as this picture, which I downloaded from the internet and saved on my computer, but then also used the name in order to be able to link it on my HTML code, and then I styled it using CSS. Here over on the labs, which all coincide to another lab, this is obviously lab 3, I used hover in order to be able to put a color over the individual labs so that it would be easier to see over this white background. I used this background image for this div labeled labs so that it would be easier to see over the white background, and I used a different color with the nav bar characteristics in order to be able to see against this background as well. My about page has a background image which I styled on CSS but inputted on my HTML code using the name of the image that I saved it as on my computer. Here I did something different with the nav bar and used a background image as the Duke D to be able to have that different kind of cool, unique hover over it, but it disappears so that it's only when you hover over it. And here are links to the schools that I've attended, and they all link there. Yeah. And here's a little resume about me, and I just did an ordered list so that it would be easier. It's boom, 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 quick. And I did also links to the places that I've been, that I've worked at or currently work at, and it shows evidence that I work there. I also did an individual soccer coach, but there's no like website for that, so I did the email. I did the kind of fake email option as well. And these are all links to places that prove that I worked there, or I currently attend Duke University as a student athlete, and then a short blurb that's separated by another div about me, and I just styled it using CSS for a different color, so for the text, so that it would kind of pop out a little differently. This will be where my final project goes. There's nothing to go here right now. But again, I used the nav bar and the hover characteristic, but changed the color that the background color is when you hover over it. This is the fun page. with places that I've traveled and a couple pictures, again with the footer that I coded using HTML. And then finally, this also has a different color from the rest for the hover image. And then I also have an option to contact me at the end, just in case as well. And that is my midterm project.